immediately.
I got through it, so it is clearly dumbed down.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
There's no reflection on you.
Okay, well let's get started here. And I think let's start at the beginning, really. So who was General Sikorski? Because he is one of those characters, especially in the early part of the war, who is front and center through a lot of it, especially, the fall of Poland and then that whole milieu, fall of France and all that. We can even throw dear old Don Bennett in if we want to as well, because he pops up. But who was Vladislav Sikorski?
Well, okay, I'll cover that. So he had been an officer in Poland's Second Republic, and just after the First World War, he was an officer, and he fought during the independence. The Marshal of Poland, Pudzlinski, liked him a lot, and eventually made him a minister. And they worked together quite well, but over time, there's a bit of a falling out. I think Pudzlinski's his politics were a little bit right wing, whereas Sikorski's were a little bit more liberal. And of course, with the start of the Second World War, Sikorski did not have a military post. Prior to the Second World War, he had been writing a lot of military books, articles on warfare, and he did escape to Romania, and I think around September 28th, 1939. Joined the Polish government in exile in France, became the commander of the Polish army in France, and then, of course, we all know how things went in France. Polish government in exile evacuated to the UK, and over time he became the prime minister and commander-in-chief of the Polish government and Polish military, Polish government in exile, and the Polish army, which included Polish troops in the UK, and then later on in the war around 42, when the Polish Second Corps was formed in the Middle East, when the Poles came through Pavlevi into Iran after a big evacuation. Those troops were incorporated into the Polish Army of the West. So that's kind of a brief overview of who Sikorski was and what his position was.